leadership and fulfilling your vision. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can you just tell us who is Leon Street?
Thank you for asking the question, Adegoke. Okay.
Yeah.
So Leon Street, I guess above all is I'm here to fulfill on my vision. I'm a normal guy, and I guess I've heard this quote many times that the exceptional people aren't exceptional people. It's the actions they take. They're normal people, and for me, fulfilling your vision as a business owner is something that, as the years have gone by, I've understood more that that's what I'm here for. And
Okay.
the more I help small business owners to understand how to get their message out and how they need to lead from the front by showing people what's possible with their solutions, that's how I started to discover more of who I am. And for many years, you probably had a similar journey to me, Adegoke, where you couldn't quite put your finger on what it was you're here to do, but you were busy doing something that felt good. It created impact, it created
Yeah.
change, but
Yeah.
just getting real, like, super tight on what that vision was, and that thing used to elude me. And it was only when I started to do the work on my mindset and really unlock, like,
Things began to
what is
change.
it I'm here for,
Yeah.
and what am I actually protecting, that I'm protecting out of fear, unconsciously, subconsciously, that I really started to unlock, like, this is it, Leon, this is the journey, this is what you're in it for, to create legacy around. And so Leon Street is a small business owner from 2004. In more recent times, I coach, specifically in the area of marketing, other coaches, experts, consultants, and I help them to achieve 6 and 7 figure results by bringing their vision to their audience so that they can achieve their goals.
Amazing. Amazing. So, how did you get into leadership then?
So I guess leadership by default comes with being a business owner, right? Because you can't be a business owner and lead nobody, because you have to be able to lead your clients, lead your team, perhaps lead your family, because your family is going to be reliant upon you to bring income to the household and
Yeah.
support them. And so for me, I guess it's the natural step of becoming a business owner. And whether you become a good leader or a great leader, I guess, is the thing that really I unlocked in more recent years, and understanding what it
Amazing.
truly meant to me.
Amazing. Now, what do you think is the similarities or the relationship between leadership and fulfilling your vision?
Thank you. That's a great question. I think, fulfilling your role as a leader and fulfilling what you're personally here for on this planet, and your purpose is about your vision. And for me, if we stripped back away everything about, let's say, our insecurities, our
Yeah.
fears, and the things that, some of the deepest, darkest secrets none of us want to come out, let's say, or even we wouldn't admit to our husband or our wife, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When we strip back everything and we stop protecting the thing that doesn't need to be protected in the first place, and we go for what we're truly here for, which is to serve people, to bring love and happiness to ourselves and to other people around us, to nourish this, society and world,
Yeah.
then we start to understand where the true power is. And the power is in following through on your vision. And your vision is this kind of ever growing and dynamic calling, let's call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they tap into it early, and you see this. Some people are super successful, like early 20s, becomes a millionaire, creates impact, launches, this app or this platform. And we
Yeah.
see and we think, wow, like, why didn't that happen to me? I'm 41. Like, what happened? Why are they special? And the reality is that there are so many different things that happen to us in our journey that either propel us and accelerate us into what we're here for,
Yeah.
or actually we're trying to overcome because they were, let's say, challenging times in our lives. And whether it's poverty, whether it's lack of money, food, shelter, whether it's actually we had a bad experience with our upbringing, and there were different challenges that held us down, and
Yeah.
therefore these programs are playing into how we are as an adult. These are the things that people don't realize, why you can't wave a magic wand until you fix what's going on in your mind. So for
Amazing.
me, the biggest thing that a person can do is to truly unlock, what are the things that I'm protecting that I don't need to protect, and
That's
what
right.
is it that I'm actually here for, that I need to focus my every piece of energy, creativity to fulfill. Because as you said, it brings joy, it brings happiness, and it brings fulfillment. And so for me, the more you tap into vision, the more of a leader you become.
Yeah.
Because what greater responsibility than fulfilling on our vision? And the vision has many different strings in the bow, work, what you do in your community, what you do for your family, what you do for your friends and family, um, what you do to create change in this world. To own your vision is to own leadership on another level.
Wow, wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. Leon, you're sharing powerful nuggets, powerful nuggets. Now, I want you to speak to this. Why is it
Yeah,
that a lot of leaders start up with a good vision and are not able to fulfill that vision?
that's a great question. And now I'm going to extend from what I just said. So I'm going to share some stories from me personally, because I believe this will help answer the question and unlock this for some people who are watching.
Yes.
So when I was raised, when I was younger, so I'm mixed race actually. My father's parents are from Jamaica, but I looked white because my father was light skinned. Because in Jamaica, the lighter brown people are called red skin, and my mother is from the UK. She's English, so I turned out this color. But the point I want to get to is that, but by having a lot of exposure and time with my father's parents who are from Jamaica, they had this big thing about wait until you're offered before you ask. Always be polite around this. And there was this big thing about adults and giving adults respect and you having to earn it. And and it was only when I stepped into the world of business and at the age of 28, when I had my first business coach, that I realized that this programming that I had and this unconscious programming that I had in me, whilst it served me as a child in that environment around my family and growing up, it didn't serve me as an adult. But unconscious to me, this behavior was rolling out in my business. So at times I wouldn't ask for a deal. At times I wouldn't follow up when an invoice was late by a customer. And I felt like unconsciously, not
Yeah.
consciously, unconsciously, oh, I will wait and they will know when to offer to pay me. And this was learned behavior as a child. Now, as growing up as individuals and human beings, we all go through this process called individuation when we become an individual. And this happens from the age of 0 to 7. And then from 8 to 15, yeah, we reinforce that learned program. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happens is most of us, and you will see commonalities from the famous film, The Matrix, we go around in this world locked in the matrix because we're actually replaying the programs and lessons learned as a child,
Wow.
and we use them in a world as an adult and don't realize that as an adult you're faced with different challenges, different goals, different needs, people who depend on you like our children and family, and you realize that there are behaviors that you learned were good, but there are
Yeah.
many that don't serve you into adulthood. So what does that mean? Why do so many people have a great vision but not follow through? I will tell you the number one reason why most people don't follow through. They're playing the program that is filled with excuses, filled with logical reasons why they shouldn't do something, filled with so many fears and so many things that they don't understand why they're not changing, that people don't follow through. You see, in all of us, we have something special. We have greatness within us, but only the people who can see past their fears and push on in faith.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about faith in their vision, and who are able to see through the tough times, who are able to keep going and really just fight for what this vision is and to put themselves through everything to make that happen. Those are the ones that we put on a pedestal and say, wow, look at how amazing those people are.
Wow.
But I'm here to tell you that is the difference, Adegoke.
Yeah.
It's only those who can get beyond their misbehaviors and bad habits and programs as a child who go on to accelerate. And
Amazing.
I'm hoping even from this interview that anybody who's listening or watching, they can simply raise their awareness and think, so when things are going good and things are going bad and I'm not fulfilling on my vision, what is the common denominator to everything? Me. So you must look at the man or the woman in the mirror, and that's what you must fix first.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. If you're just joining us, I've been speaking with Leon Streete as a business coach, and he's also a marketing expert. And we're showing up tonight on Leadership Talk with Adegoke. This is the 34th episode of Leadership Talk with Adegoke. If you like to listen, also we have this viewed on YouTube. Just click on the subscribe button on YouTube, and you also get to get a lot of value regularly on Leadership Talk with Adegoke. You can also watch our past episodes. I just like to say that you're adding so much value tonight. Now, what's the consequence of not having a vision for a leader?
Ooh, great question. The consequence is what we see of so many people who end up with wasted lives. Yeah. People who have become comfortable, people who they've accepted, I guess, and I'm trying to find the right word here because I wanna have it so that people really get this one. They've accepted mediocrity and made that normal. And to the outward world, the people around them, they've done okay, they've done good. But if you compare that to their potential,
Yeah.
it pales in insignificance. And so, that is it for me. It's those who's really ready to take up the reins and fulfill on what they need to do. And I think that's the biggest difference. Adegoke, it's like, are you ready? Are you truly prepared? Because most people say yes. Speak to them a week later. Oh, this happened. That's why I haven't done this yet. I'll get to it next week. Speak to them a year later. Oh, this happened, and I'll get back to it next year. And that's the thing about the ego, the mind,
Mm.
that these programs aren't something you just switch on and off like a phone and
Yeah.
an app you uninstall.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are things that are ingrained in us, and you have to create new neural pathways. You have to invest different tools into how you operate, how you think, in order to create the person who you choose to become on this journey. And that's what most people miss. They think that the person they are now is the person they'll continue to be. You will change. And I think Muhammad Ali shared the quote, and I will paraphrase as I remember it because I don't remember it exactly. But he said, if you are the same man at 30 years old for when you turn 50, then you have not lived because you have not grown. And
Mm.
that's the reality, is that we are ever evolving. So to stay
Wow.
in your comfort zone is a lie in the first place, because we should change. We should grow, because if you're not
Amazing.
changing, if you're not growing, then you're not fulfilling on the very nature of what makes us a human.
Wow. 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 For those who are listening, and have been talking with Leon Street, and we're adding value on leadership and fulfilling your vision, leadership and fulfilling your vision. Um, to get, to know more about Leon, tell us where can they get your, materials from?
Yeah, so there's a couple of places you can find me in. All the usual places. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm a visionary marketing coach, so it's easy to find me online. And just like you, I host my own podcast called the Business Owner Elevation Podcast, because I'm all about elevating people.
Wow.
The other thing is, you can also get a copy of my #1 Amazon international best-selling book called More Leads, More
Wow.
Clients.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
if you are an expert, a consultant, or a coach,
Yeah.
then this is the book for you. It gives you the outline of how you can fulfill the first steps and
Okay. Now
move your
lift up your
business
book.
to the next level.
This is my own book.
Hold on. Print
Yeah.
screen, print screen.
Yeah. This is my book, Customer Retention and Experiential Approach. Amazing
Awesome.
book. It's on Amazon. This is the 3rd edition, and just get a copy today, and also
Third
get a
edition,
copy of
guys. Go get
More
it.
Leads, More Clients.
That's it. More leads, more
Amazing.
clients. I
Amazing.
have my picture on the book, not on the front, man. So I know
Okay.
Adegoke has this amazing suit going on, so I don't blame
Yeah.
him having the
Yeah.
picture on the front.
Yeah. Amazing. That's what it's all about. Adding value. It's a game changer. And that's what leadership is about. You've been, um, showing up even in spite of the pandemic, adding
Yeah.
value all over the world. And, to all our listeners across the world, we just want to encourage you. Don't relent, don't give up on your vision, keep on pushing. And don't procrastinate, like Leon has said, don't procrastinate. So Leon, who are your mentors?
I have different mentors I've invested in over the years. First started with the people that I would read, their books, and you have the usual people like Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins,
Amazing.
Jay Abrahams, Frank Kern. I've got some, like, on my bookshelf is some of the most amazing people that have created change in this world. From Sidney Poitier to Les
Wow.
Brown,
Wow.
Jack Canfield, you name
Wow.
it, I've consumed the information.
Wow.
In terms of people, in terms of real people like Grant Cardone, I've attended his
Wow.
conferences in
10x, yeah.
America.
Yeah.
10x, yes, the 10x rule, another great book. And then I have, other people who are specific to areas and skills that I needed to fulfill. I want to shout out one of my coaches, Ryan Pinnock. He's another great coach himself. He's a life coach and helps people
Amazing.
to, I guess, unlock the bad habits and the misbehaviors, the blind spots you don't see. And that was a great, experience for me to truly tap into what programs do I need to release and
Wow.
unlearn.
Wow.
And just many different people. Like, I've been to so many conferences in the UK and around the world because I was seeking and am seeking and will continue to always seek to be better today than I was yesterday. And
Wow.
so they're
Amazing.
just a few.
Wow, wow, wow. You've heard it all from Leon. Leon is showing up massively all over the world, is, leaving his footprints. And I'm so proud of you and your legacy, and, showing up today on Leadership Talk with Adegoke, 34th edition, 34th episode to add value on this very powerful topic, leadership and fulfilling your vision. Um, I just also want to say that, to those who are listening, don't give up on yourself. You can always pivot. You can always reinvent, recalibrate yourself. And that's why we're here. We're showing up to add value to you. But I want to, as we round up, would you like to say, anything in particular, to those our listeners?
Yeah. I guess if I was going to leave this as kind of my insights, tips, or parting words is, no matter where you are and what stage you are as a leader, whether you're just starting out, whether you are established and, you've been around for some time, the key is always to take time to reflect. And in the book, Napoleon Hill, he talks about this, taking reflection time. And for me, there's a lot of leaders who they're on autopilot and they're chasing the goal, they're chasing, but what they're not doing is reviewing what has worked and what hasn't worked. And I think the more you can look at what has worked to propel your vision, to propel you as a leader, and what hasn't worked, the more you stop repeating unconscious programs and patterns, because you may feel busy, you may look busy, you may look accomplished, but unless you know that you're on track, you'll continue to be off track. Yeah. And the more you take time, and I'm not saying to you spend more time reflecting than you do taking action. I'm saying just introduce reflection time, whether it's once a week, once a month, implement it, because I see so many people who they look back and a year has gone. They look back and 2 years, 3 years have gone, and they haven't looked at what has actually worked. They haven't looked at how far they've come and what they could have done to actually increase or accelerate because they've taken time to look. And so for me, take pride in what you've done up until now, but take time to reflect. And when you see the patterns as you look back, what worked, what didn't work, you'll start to see actually what is your blueprint for success going forward.
Wow, wow. That's the attitude of gratitude. You've heard it. You've heard it from Leon. Leon is saying, take a stock of what the things you've done in the past and be thankful. Be thankful. It's just the attitude of also take care of yourself, self-care and self-love. You can't give what you don't have. So it's been amazing. It's been amazing time with Leon. We've shown up on this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful day to add value, leadership, and fulfilling your vision. For those who are listening all over the world, I'd like you also to go to, through my podcast, the past episodes. We've had leadership and also vision boarding, but this is leadership and fulfilling your vision. We've had past episodes also on leadership and art, and leadership and entrepreneurship, leadership and small business. So amazing, amazing content. And also, you can also go through social media handles at First Degree Consulting. That's on Instagram, also on LinkedIn, Adegoke Omotola, and also on YouTube, Adegoke Omotola channel. Just click on the subscribe button on YouTube. Have an amazing, amazing day.